Before we do any more of the invitations, let's finish off all of the abnormality fights. I do think that this is going to be another huge abnormality for us, but she did things, I guess, like this. The heck? Well, damn. Everything froze over. Why are they all over there now? Can I have them back? They're mine! Biting wind. At the start of the scene, all librarians lose HP equal to 5% of their max HP. Every time? Reticent frigidity. Takes no damage from attacks until all prisons of ice are destroyed. Takes no damage from burn or bleed. I've got a couple bleed builds. Luckily, I didn't bring Philip. Philip's all burn. If you don't do burn with Philip, we're not actually doing any damage. Philip's cards are just kind of okay. Frost column. Gain speed dice and light capacity based on the number of destroyed prisons of ice. If 2 or more prisons have been destroyed, a melee mass attack page is added to this character's deck. So I have to destroy all of the pillars of ice to do damage to her. But the second I do that, then she actually kicks in and starts doing damage to us. Otherwise, if I don't do any damage to the prisons of ice and break all of them, we're just going to get chipped away by that 5% max HP that we're going to take every time. Those who know the cruelty of winter and the aroma of roses. After all prisons of ice have been destroyed, all librarians recover 50% of their max HP. The Snow Queen will use a mass attack page the same scene. Great. Sounds good, I guess. Let's see what I can do. What kind of damage is she doing? How are they doing damage? Oh, they're just defending. Okay, not a big deal. And of course, it's ranged. It's got to be ranged. That way they get that first, and I can't speed them up or slow them down. She's doing range damage. I have to block all that range damage and somehow hit one of these ice columns at the same time, which means I need to eat some damage, but that's a lot of damage just to eat. I guess before I do anything else, what's the red say? I must commend your courage for coming all the way here. Well then, prove your bravery to me. I'll try. I must commend... Yeah, okay, she's saying exactly the same thing over and over. I can try. I guess what I do, since she's sort of going to go first anyway, especially since she's ranged. Oh, wait. No, this is fine. It's ranged, which means that it will clash against me no matter what. Right? If I'm understanding this correctly. She's going to go first anyway, so she's going to shoot these dice, so I don't need to clash against her. I just need to beat her dice that she's going to roll, because it's going to clash against me no matter what I do. And both of her dice will still shoot both of these dice, just whether or not mine go through her. Oh, no, that's not how it works at all. What I was thinking was completely wrong, and I do have to clash against her. That's the only way that we actually clash against that. Now what is she doing? On hit, inflict 3 chill. What's chill? Whoa. On clash, lose, deal 4 damage to self. So they're just doing damage to themselves now. See, I wish I could clash against them as well as her. Maybe I'm doing this wrong. Maybe what I'm supposed to do is clash against her until I gain an extra speed die. Then I use my 1 extra speed die to hit all of the ice. So maybe I'm playing this too quick and I'm taking too much damage. I definitely am playing this too quick and definitely taking too much extra damage. Look at all the damage and chill I've got. What does chill do? Does that slow me down? 1 chill is lost at the start of each scene. At the start of the scene, if the character has 4 or more chill, gain 2 bind and feeble. If the character has 6 or more chill, become immobilized and remove all chill from self at the start of the next scene. Oh. Okay, so it just gradually slows me down, and then eventually I take some extra damage from it. Will you just do defense, please? So I can hit the other ones? This sucks. I have no choice. I have to extract fuel both times, roll really well, and just hope I do okay. I need more card draw then. Yeah, I didn't roll great against that. I did roll okay against the other one. And unless I actually do some sizable damage, I can't heal. I have to be attacking. I have to be winning clashes, and I have to be doing damage to other people for me to heal. There's no way. There's no way I'm beating this. I have to start over, and I have to fix this somehow. I really need to design a deck for this fight. The road of a tank is slow and painful because Roland has done it. Roland finally cracked Rose out without taking more than half damage. Now that we have been bound and feebled, but that's because I miscalculated some lights. But what I've been doing is anytime that they do the first kiss, I use Deep Drag. Deep Drag beats it every single time. Then I follow up the rest of them with 0 cost cards. Either Overcome Crisis or the Smoking Pipe. Smoking Pipe usually can dodge most of these attacks. That is a very slow, very mundane process of slowly chipping away at Rose, because every once in a while they have that thing where they do an attack, which if you can clash and win on all 3 different clashes, they do 4 damage to themselves. So then I use another Smoking Pipe in my 3rd spot to do the 4 chip damage, and that's how I broke Rose loose without taking so much damage. Is it flashy? No. Are you going to see most of it? No, you're not going to see pretty much any of it. Now, the only downside to this is unless everyone is an Ujat, they can't heal the way Roland does. So now there is a ticking clock going on, and I have to somehow do a crap load of damage to all 3 of these as fast as possible. So I'm just going to pick one and focus fire it. That's long story short. So as long as I can be doing damage, he's going to heal. I'm not worried about him. Now I have to set it up so Rose can actually beat most of the fights that I put her up against. And then she can follow through and do some excess damage to whoever is left. So now it's a balancing act between doing enough damage to justify each one of these moves, because we're going to take chip damage the next scene, and not taking too many fights where we're just taking unneeded damage from losing these clashes. I don't know which one is actually better right now. I'm thinking maybe the scars. Maybe I add scars to Roland and I just make myself a gigantic tank. He should then be able to walk through everything. I don't know how much damage they do that's actually slashing, but at the very least, there is a 20% chance that he doesn't take any damage. That would be nice, especially since he's getting hit with all these chills. Actually, only one of them. Yes, but that means Roland is going to take another first kiss and an ice splinters directly to the forehead. I guess that's what a tank's for, right? Taking some damage every once in a while. There, we beat that one. I'm happy about that. We beat that. I'm happy about that. That's so much damage that we didn't need to take. But that is why I have the protection. The protection is there to help me in those situations. Now, as long as we don't get staggered and I can somehow crack Finn, and I absolutely have to somehow manage to keep all my pages up, heal somehow, keep our strength up, win all of our clashes, which I already said, gain some charges so we can do max damage. Just everything. If we could just win everything and chip away at these ice statues, this would be great. If I can stop all of the first kisses, I might eat the rest of the damage just for the sake of trying to get everyone else out of there, because I have some lights now. Plus, I have that counter die, which will actually eat one of those. I'll just let that go, and then I have to grab one of these other ones. I'm thinking probably with another deep drag, I can just grab one of these. They're both attacking Roland, and they're both going to go one-sided, so they'll both get hit by that counter die. The rest of this is all going to be thrown at... Yeah, this is perfect! Okay, I can use Smoking Pipe on Finn, because that should crack him loose. If we just win all of those clashes, he'll essentially die just from that, from the damage he's going to do to himself. Then I can do pretty much the same thing to my Dia, except I also need to be doing some damage. So maybe a Dimensional Rift to gain charge. That will put me up to 9. I'll take a little bit of a hit next turn because I'll be out of lights by doing this, but I think that's okay, because I might have some backup finally. That went really well. That went insanely well. Now, hopefully this counter die will roll pretty good, and we won't take... Yes! Oh, wow, it beat both! Ha! It beat both! Thank God we didn't take any extra damage. Roland is slowly losing health, which is unfortunate. Oh, we only beat one of those clashes. We have to crack both of them out of there now. If I'm smart, I also use Overcome Crisis and I hit another one-sided attack, because I think theoretically I'm not doing enough damage to crack them out unless I really roll well. That's not completely true, though, I guess. Even if I roll minimum, I might have a little bit of extra damage. Yeah, okay. So I underestimated how much damage we were doing. I know you must be shocked, but take your time and don't try to get up too quickly. No, get up now. I need help now. Now is a good time to help, please. Because we have a third kiss, which is just going to give crap loads of chill to us. Now I have to bring Finn down instantaneously. This is going to have to happen right now. Yes! I thought so. I thought I gave someone another Ujat page, so I have another person who can heal and who can take all of the damage. Is there any other reason for me to do anything else? I don't think so. I think we just go. So we should... Yeah, that's what I thought. I was afraid that we wouldn't actually win both of those clashes. We didn't take a lot of damage, but we did take a little bit of damage. I think we won most of those, and we definitely just cracked them. So we're good. Now is when the fight actually starts. I'm still feeling dizzy, but it's nothing too bad. Good. I'm glad you're awake. I need you. I need you really, really bad. Hurry up. This is my... I don't remember who this is. Oh, it's my Alan. So now we have some speed thrown into the mix. We got this. We just healed because that's what happens when you crack all of them loose. Here we go. My first actual big swing on her. She has smoke. Everything's stacked. I'm using loss of senses. I'm using a lot of my really high-end cards that should theoretically beat her. Now, whether or not that happens... Yeah, we rolled some pretty decent ones. Loss of senses should actually cause her to become fragile, enfeebled, and there's a few other things that I'm stacking up too. There's that one. We did take a couple hits. In fact, one of us just got staggered. How? How did we get staggered? Were we low to begin with? That kind of sucks. Defensive dice gain 1 to 2 power, receive extra stagger damage when hit. I could technically give that to Dia. Because they are an Ujat, so it doesn't matter if we take extra stagger damage. We heal that. I could do learning. Add a learn page to hand. Cost 2. Start of clash. Replace all dice with 1s on the opponent's page. The page is also included in the deck at the start of the subsequent acts. You know what? I'm going to do learning only because I want to see what it does. So yes, I will do learning and I will throw this on my Dia. Because they are slowly going to gain health too. And they're tanky. They can totally take this if they need to. That is a nasty... Oh, the AoE's gone. Thank God. So I can actually pull all of these. Yeah, I can pull all of this damage off of my Rose. So she's going to take a little bit of a hit, but only from the cold. Only from that chip damage. Nothing else. So I'm going to try learn. I want to see if I actually get the dice and whether or not the passives carry over too. That would be really cool. I don't know how I used one die to beat all of that. I think I just beat all of that. And we dodged some of that. We are taking a little bit of damage. Obviously, we're going to take that one. That was going to be a one-sided attack. But we're doing enough damage now that she's almost staggered. If I can just stagger her, the rest of this becomes super easy. And there is no way we don't stagger her this round. We have to, unless we lose every single one of these rolls. It would be impossible for us not to do crazy amounts of damage. Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, there we go. There's some nice stagger damage. The loss of sense is so huge for that. Especially since it adds so much status ailment to her and lets me draw cards. I love this new smoke build that I have. And now we just straight up win. I'm almost positive. There is no way that we could lose this. Because I have almost all of my lights. I've been managing them really, really well. We still have stacks of smoke. 9 to be exact. I can still use loss of senses from other people. I can even get kind of creative and just start smacking her with a lot of different cards. Anything that can gain me some HP. Anything that might add some status ailments. Or anything that let me, again, draw more cards so I have more options. That would be great. Everything just draws me cards. Thank God I went back and I reconstructed all of my decks. This would have been impossible without a major tank, someone that could heal, and then a lot of damage. Not only that, but all the economy that we just picked up for light draw, or for light regen, for card draw, all of it has saved me. That was a pretty intense fight. There is no way I can beat any of the abnormalities after this. Even if they offer me to do the realization for Roland's department, I'm not doing it. I'm going to go and do the rest of the invitations. There's no way I can beat those. That's insane. The Snow Queen was so strong. Mom and Dad's in the same room! Run! What the heck?
무슨 말이라도 해보려무나.
의미 없이 시간을 낭비하고 있군.
Sorry.
아 그래 분위기 풀고 이야기해보자고.
Okay, yeah, I'll do my best. Please, someone break the ice a little bit. These two scare me.
너희와 이야기하는 건 굉장히 오랜만이니.
Roland's like the fourth wheel here.
우리가 두렵구나. 피하고 싶은 존재들이고. 이렇게 마주하고 이야기를 나눌 정도로 편한 사이는 아니지. 그래도 호크마, 비나, 너희까지 도서관이 점차 완전해지고 있다는 뜻이겠지.
Is it close to completion? Am I close to done? I don't think so. Nice try. There's obviously going to be something that I'm going to have to do. It's going to go really wild. Although I don't think this offers like a restart like Lobotomy does it? Where you have to rebuild everything? So maybe we are getting close to done.
네가 원하는 것에 점점 더 가까워지고 있다는 거기도 하고.
맞아. 간절히 바라는 것이자 내 목표인 단 한 권의 책. 이 끝에 반드시 그 책을 손에 넣을 거라고 믿고 있어. 그렇기에 여기까지 올 수 있던 거고.
I feel a but coming on. I mean, why else would she re-describe the entire goal of what we've been trying to achieve this entire time? Unless this is one of those where we've hit like the 10.5 episode of an anime and they're like, hey, this is all the things that you did from the very beginning, just so you remember. Because we know it's been a while if you're not binge watching this. Who doesn't wait and just binge watch the whole thing? I know I do. I hate it when it comes out in week installments.
악몽 같은 과거가 너를 괴롭히지 않는다면 이 껍데기 속에 영원히 갇혀 있다 한들 불멸의 안정감과 무한한 행복을 누릴 수 있을 텐데.
That's true. And that's something that I brought up before. Why are we leaving the library? Besides the fact that Angela hates being here. She despises this place because I'm assuming, because it comes from the light, which A works so hard to create. So she despises this because it's made from all the things that A did. Otherwise, you can make whatever you want. You live forever. Your body, especially Angela's body, doesn't hurt. You never age. You don't feel bad. You feel great. You feel amazing. And you can make whatever. You could, if you want to pretend and like have money, she could just print money, open a book. Money just flies out. Look, I'm rich. If I want a yacht or something, I can open up a huge floor in the library, imagine an ocean, and it'll pop into existence. Open up a book and it'll be a giant yacht, and I can like lay out on the yacht and soak in all of the fake light, which is, I guess, technically real light. Look how bright it is back there. But you know what I'm saying. You could have anything. You have friends. They can't leave you. They have to be your friends. You can play games. You don't have to be watching your back the whole time like you do out in the city. The city sucks. The outside world sucks. Why does she want to go to that? Why is she leaving paradise? I've often wondered, why are we trying to get out of paradise? This place is amazing. There's no need to do any work besides maybe the books. And the only reason you do that is so you put them on the shelf so they don't stack up too high and just bury you in an avalanche. But you'll survive. You might be stuck there for a while, but eventually you'll dig yourself out.
난 여전히 과거에 사로잡혀 있구나. 그렇게 밖으로 나가 맨살을 보이는 것이
두렵지는 않니? 아직은 너를 지켜주는 이 단단한 껍데기 밖으로 나간다면 가시도 친 길을 걷게 되겠지.
Right. The city sucks.
상처투성이인 네 몸에는 새로운 살이 돋기도 전에 상처로 덧나고 얼룩질 텐데 끝내 피로 뒤덮여 다시 껍데기 속으로 기어들어가고 싶어질 때면 이미 그것은 시간에 달아 무너졌을 테고. 그런데도 너는 이곳을 벗어나고 싶어 하는구나.
상처가 생기든 스스로 미쳐 생채기를 내든 간에 그 지옥 같던 곳보다는 낫겠지.
Yeah, the one you lived through. Now, again, this is going to come across as probably cold, calloused, or like I'm trying to tell Angela what to do, but I'm not. The problem I think Angela has is she's so fixated, and this is basically what Binna said too. She's so fixated on the pain of the past. She equates this place to that same place. I know she can't leave, but, and maybe that's what her problem is she doesn't have the option to leave, so she wants it really badly. You know, the grass is always greener kind of thing. If you feel like you're stuck in a place, you'll want to try to escape it, even if it is paradise. So, the problem with that, though, is that if she's miserable here, where she doesn't have any demands, there aren't horrible things that are happening daily that she has to put up with. She's free to do whatever she wants, and she controls this whole thing. She controls all of it. I guess. I don't know. I don't understand the dynamics between her and the library yet. I will figure that out. But until then, I'm under the assumption that she basically reigns over all. If she can't be happy there, she's not going to be happy anywhere. And if that's the case, then before she leaves here, she really does need to work on herself, and I'm hoping the realizations do that for her. That way, when she does have the option to step out, she can make that conscious decision and say, yes, this is actually what I want. I'm not doing this just out of pettiness. Because it's going to make her feel empty and hollow when she leaves, the same way she feels right now. But if she can go through all of that, what she went through in the past, I know that she can go through all of this. And I know that whatever future awaits her, she can handle it. But I don't want her to just handle it. I don't want her to just survive. I want her to find happiness somewhere. And the only way she does that is to work on herself before she has to make that decision. That's all I'm trying to say. I really hope for her sake that she can find happiness here in the library. That way, when she goes out into the world, she can be happy with herself and not putting herself down all the time and not looking for a place that will finally make her happy. Because she's got to make herself happy before she can find anywhere to rest. That's all I'm trying to say, is that for her sake, I just hope, I really hope that she figures things out before all of this happens and she just makes that decision. I want her to think about it. Obviously, I'm sure she'll probably make that same decision and she'll probably still leave. But then she made the decision. It wasn't made for her. That would be huge.
널 괴롭히는 방식이 달라질 뿐. 그때와 다름없이 여전히 공포는 네 눈앞에 존재할 것이다. 그것은 사라지지 않고 널 쫓을 거고.
Right, exactly.
고통스러웠던 과거에 묻혀 보지 못하고 있는지 아니면 애써 외면하는 건지.
할 수밖에 없는 거야. 어떻게든 난 생기를 얻고 악착같이 나아갈 거니까.
And that's fine too. Do it. I'm not telling her to stop, and I don't think Binna or Hakma is telling her to stop. They want her to do this, but only if she wants to. They don't want her to be prodded forward by the pain. They want to make sure she's stepping forward of her own free will. It really is like mom and dad. They really do care. It's kind of sweet.
그래도 과거는 서서히 잊혀지고 있어. 이 목표가 변하는 일은 없겠지만.
And that's okay. You can still have the same goal, but it will change the reason why you achieve this goal. It won't be out of spite anymore. It will be out of willingness.
네가 그렇다면 그런 것이겠지. 우리가 또 이렇게 마주하고 이야기를 나눌 시간이 있을 거라고 생각하니?
글쎄, 난 있으면 좋다고 생각하는데.
Oh, it's so sweet. Oh, it would be so nice. I want to see these three like sitting down, just chatting, just having a good time.
너희 의견을 들어보고 싶네.
Although it seems like Roland's about ready to have a heart attack. There's so much power and presence in this one room. Just back up, just back out of the room. It's okay. I don't need to see this. You don't need to see this. We can let them talk. Because trust me, their presence is slowly giving me a headache too, just thinking about the might in this room. You bust. I don't know how you're not buckling under that.
우리의 생각을 묻는 건가? 의외군.
And sweet. Unexpected and sweet.
됐어. 인사는 여기서 끝내자. 오랜만에 봐서 반가웠어.
Oh, it's so nice. It really does feel like Angela's aging or maturing right before our eyes. Because before, she was throwing temper tantrums a lot like a teenager. And it's to be expected, obviously. She's gone through a lot. She's trying to deal with all of the emotions. She doesn't know what to do with them. No one ever taught her how to be human. It feels like she's now progressed past that. Now she's into the young adult era of her life. And now it feels like she really is talking to mom and dad, the people who have been that influential on her life. And it feels like she wants to let them in, and she wants to let other people in and let them know, okay, this is what I'm doing with my life. But the second that they say something that she's like, oh, that was condescending, that was patronizing, then she like wants to shut them out. And she wants to just ignore it. Never mind. Forget it, Mom. I'll talk to Dad about it later. That's sort of how it feels. And it's kind of neat. I really want to see this progression. I want to see adult Angela. I really want to meet her. I want to see what kind of a person she turns into.
가버렸구나. 너무 매몰차게 군 거 아니니?
See, even the running away part, that's such a young adult, like just branching out on their own kind of thing. Because I do that all the time still.
조금 놀랐을 뿐. 아기는 없었어.
I know, Hakma. That's just like a dad thing too. This is such a like parents with a child. It is. Because dads say things. They're like, oh, I didn't mean to say it. Not like that. That's not what I meant. And their kids always take it the wrong way. It's just, it's part of life. It's part of growing up. That's what it's all there for.
제일 가까이에서 보는 나도 매번 놀랍네.
What? Yo, hi. You're still here?
최근엔 꽤 유해진 것 같아. 적어도 이야기를 들어주긴 하니까.
Yeah, that's true. She's growing. She's growing a lot.
처음 만났을 때는 대화조차 안 하고 통보하는 식이었는데 말이지.
그것이 좋은 방향이든 나쁜 방향이든 엔젤라도 변하고 있는 거군.
좋은 일이지 않니? 앞으로 이런 자리가 자주 있었으면 좋겠구나.
Oh, me too. I want to see more of this. I
엔젤라의
have
말대로
to.
다른 지정사서들이 어떻게 생각하는지가 중요하긴 하지.
뭐 하층이나 중층 분위기라면 걱정하지 마. 적당히 나쁘지 않은 편이니까. 그래도 모두가 함께 모인다라. 솔직히 상상이 잘 안 가긴 하네.
Oh, yeah. How do you get everyone in the same place? Do you have like a big dinner? Just get a huge table, line up everyone? That never works out. Never. Anytime that family, well, at least this is just my personal experience. Anytime my family gathers together and we love each other and care for one another, but it's just, you get about an hour and a half worth of quality family time before someone says something that sparks a fight or an argument, or somebody steps on someone's toes by accident because the space is never big enough. Everyone is so emotionally charged because they've been through so much together. It really is an enjoyable little family. Sometimes I feel weird like watching them. I feel like this little spy, this little fly on the wall. Oh, okay, fine. floor of general works realization, level up to 5. What are the chances that I can actually do the realization? I'm not going to, but what are the chances I can do the next abnormality thing and then the realization? But this abnormality page might help. Sword of Frost. Upon winning a clash, inflict 1 to 3 bind next scene at a 50% chance. Deal 2 to 5 stagger damage against targets with bind. That is huge. That's huge because my Allen build, which speeds me up, also binds people. And if it already inflicts 1 to 3 bind next scene at a 50% chance, on top of the binding I'm doing anyway, that's going to be crazy. Because then I'll just bind everybody and stagger them. Not only that, but I think my smoke build does bind too. I'll have to look into that. That could be huge for this floor. A kiss. After winning 2 or more clashes with a single combat page, inflict Ice Splinter to the opponent. At the end of each scene, characters with 3 or more ice splinters become immobilized for the next scene. That would be good. That's actually really good. Anytime I can immobilize someone that knocks out 2 to 3 speed dice, that's insane. Blizzard! This one's going to be really good too because it's a 3 cost. All characters except the selected librarian become immobilized for this scene. Next scene, all enemies are inflicted with 6 bind. Holy crap. That's pretty good. So, again, that's one of those where I not only will immobilize the entire floor, besides my one librarian who will do a lot of damage, I'll also inflict them with 6 bind. So even though I get immobilized, that's a huge upside. And as I thought, I just have to do general stuff. Okay, obviously I just have to continue on with the invitations. And I guess I'll do that in the next episode. So thank you so much for watching this one, and remember to take care. And goodbye!